So today I'm going to show you a component that I've scripted. It's a component that exports shadow study frames automatically to the folder that you designate. So once you put your .ghpy file in your library of Grasshopper, you will be able to see it under this tab called Reach Canvas. This little icon here, drop that into the canvas. Now before we start feeding the inputs, it's also important to set up the location of this model. So if you type in sun, S-U-N, it will bring up this dialog. You will be able to set up the place of this model. You can just say Boston. That will be fine. Once it's set up, this component actually queries into the model and see where the sun is, and the shadow study is generated by altering the time of the sun object. So let's look at the inputs. The first one, run, is a Boolean value. We can use a button. YMD, meaning year, month, day, should be input as a string or a text. So if I put 2010, 10, 10 into a YMD, the component will parse it so it knows that is the year 2010, October the 10th. Hour range is the range of hours during the day during which you will be exporting the sun study frames. Again, I will use a panel just to simplify the input. I'll put 9 to 15. The component will be able to read that as a range. Interval is the minute interval, meaning if you put in 30, that means the frame will be exported at 30 minutes intervals. PDH means path, is the folder path that you want to export to. Here I am just going to export it to my desktop new folder. Copy and paste that. Because it's a folder, make sure you have that backward slash. Now it's green. So if you click run, Rhino would change the sun and then capture that viewport. If you go back to the folder, each frame is labeled with the time. It actually goes one interval over the last hour. You can delete it or keep it. If you go to large, you will see the series of images. You can scroll through. You can use these frames to generate a GIF from Photoshop. Or alternatively, another use of this is to export the shadow with a distinct color so that you can isolate later and then overlay them all together to make a composite. So PCPSS is the mode that I'm using for displaying shadows. Go to Tools, Options, in View, Display Mode, SS. Go to Shadows, you can turn that to a distinct color. This way, if you export it again, you will see that each image can be opened with Photoshop. And you can easily select that color within each image. Go to select, color range, pick that. You can sort of narrow it or make it a bigger range so it picks up on these kind of half tones between the pink and the regular gray and white. So if you do that, it actually didn't select the lighter pink, so you might want to pick up on it. Do 40. I have to go a lot higher. Now it's actually picking up on those lighter pinks. If you make a new layer, change the color to black, and then do a fill, color. You'll be able to see it actually picks up on the light pink as a translucency. That's why you can repeat this process for all of these images and then overlay them to form a composite.